10 forgotten UK crimes that still haunt local communities. Not all crimes disappear with time. Some fade from the headlines but remain painfully alive in the communities they affected. Across the UK, certain unsolved murders and disappearances have left lasting scars. This video explores 10 forgotten UK crimes that still haunt local memory, raising questions that never truly went away. These cases may be decades old, but for the towns and families involved, they're far from history. They're part of everyday life. 10. The murder of Esther Soper, Plymouth, 1976. On New Year's Day, 1976, 52-year-old boarding house owner Esther Soper was found dead in her home in Mutley, Plymouth. She had been bludgeoned and strangled, with her body wrapped in curtains. A man calling himself Clifford Sparks had visited earlier but was never seen again. Despite a full investigation and decades of efforts, her murder remains unsolved. It is now one of the oldest unsolved murders in the Devon and Cornwall area. For locals in Plymouth, this case still casts a shadow. Known as the boarding house murder, it is often cited in cold case discussions and continues to stir community interest. The fact that such a brutal crime could occur without resolution contributes to ongoing unease. It also highlights how certain forgotten crimes in the UK persist as open wounds within their communities. 9. The disappearance of Lee Boxall, Sutton, 1988. Lee Boxall, a 15-year-old schoolboy, vanished on the 10th of September 1988 after telling his parents he was going to a football match in South London. He never came home, and no trace of him has ever been found. Decades later, it emerged that Lee might have been heading to an unofficial youth club known as The Shed, later linked to serious abuse allegations. Police reopened investigations, but no confirmed sighting or evidence has emerged. The mystery surrounding Lee's disappearance remains one of the UK's most baffling missing persons cases. In Sutton, his name is still mentioned in community appeals and remembrance events, underscoring the deep sense of unresolved grief. His family continues to campaign, hoping that new information may finally close the chapter. 8. The murder of Patsy Morris, Hounslow Heath, 1980. Patsy Morris, aged just 14, went missing on her school lunch break in June 1980. Her body was discovered 2 days later on Hounslow Heath. She had been strangled. The investigation spanned decades, with occasional leads and public appeals. Serial killer Levi Belfield was considered a suspect, though never formally charged in connection with her death. Several media outlets have continued to revisit the case due to its unresolved nature and emotional impact. Her murder left a lasting impact on the Hounslow area. Community members remember the wave of fear it sparked and the continued frustration over the lack of answers. The passage of time has not dimmed public interest in solving this tragic case. 7. The murder of Harry Baker, Merseyside, 1958. Harry Baker, a 61-year-old credit draper, was found strangled near Bootle in Merseyside in June 1958. His death prompted one of the largest police manhunts in the region at the time. Despite interviewing hundreds of people and generating nationwide interest, his killer was never found. The case made headlines for weeks and sparked extensive speculation, yet it faded into obscurity over time. The case is still considered one of Merseyside's most disturbing cold cases. It regularly resurfaces in retrospectives on unsolved British murders and serves as a reminder of how justice can remain out of reach, even after decades. Local crime historians continue to keep the story alive, hoping for closure. 6. The Green Bicycle Case, Leicestershire, 1919. In one of Britain's most intriguing historical unsolved murders, 21-year-old Bella Wright was shot dead on the 5th of July 1919 near Little Stretton, Leicestershire. She was last seen riding her bicycle with a man on a distinctive green bicycle. Ronald Light was arrested and tried, but ultimately acquitted. Despite suspicious behaviour, such as discarding the bicycle and revolver, no conviction followed. For residents of Leicestershire, the green bicycle case remains a fixture in local law, a mystery that has persisted for over a century. It continues to be referenced in true crime literature and forensic science discussions as a landmark case in British legal history. 5. The murder of Jill Dando, Fulham, 1999. On 26 April 1999, television presenter Jill Dando was fatally shot outside her home in Fulham. The case shocked the nation. Barry George was convicted but later acquitted after new forensic tests discredited the evidence. The murder remains unsolved. In Fulham and beyond, Jill's killing continues to stir speculation. It remains one of the most high-profile unsolved murders in UK history and is often revisited in media investigations. The case also sparked debates about media safety and the pressure of high-profile coverage. 4. The disappearance of Melanie Hall, Bath, 1996. Melanie Hall, a 25-year-old hospital clerical worker, disappeared after a night out at Cadillac's nightclub in Bath on the 9th of June 1996. Her remains were discovered 13 years later near the M5 motorway, wrapped in black bin bag. Despite renewed investigations and multiple arrests, her murderer has never been identified. For Bath residents, the case remains deeply unsettling. Memorials and community appeals continue, and Melanie's disappearance has left a lasting imprint on the city's collective memory. The public continues to hope that advancements in forensic science will one day solve the case. 3. The murder of Louisa Dunn, Bristol, 1967. In 1967, 75-year-old Louisa Dunn was found murdered in her Bristol flat. For over 5 decades, the case remained cold. Then, in 2025, using preserved DNA and palm print evidence, 92-year-old Ryland Headley was convicted, making it one of the oldest cases ever solved in the UK. The resolution brought closure to a case that had haunted Bristol for generations. It also served as a testament to the power of forensic science in delivering justice, even after half a century. The case stands as a landmark achievement for cold case investigations in Britain. 2. The Westchapel Farm tragedy, Devon, 1975. In 1975, 3 members of the Luxton family were found dead at their remote farm in Devon. The deaths were officially recorded as a double murder-suicide, with Alan Luxton believed to have killed his siblings before taking his own life. But recent re-examinations have questioned this conclusion, with some suggesting alternative explanations and gaps in the original investigation. The case remains a point of debate in Devon. For locals, the tragedy is not only a story of death, but one of rural isolation, family pressure, and unanswered questions. It continues to be the subject of academic and journalistic inquiry. 1. The disappearance of Jeanette Tate, Devon, 1978. Jeanette Tate, 13, disappeared on the 19th of August, 1978, while delivering newspapers near her home in Aylesbury, Devon. Her bicycle and undelivered papers were found, but Jeanette was never seen again. Serial killer Robert Black was a key suspect, but died before he could be charged. This remains the longest-running missing person case in UK history. Her photo still appears on missing person appeals, and her name continues to resonate across Devon. The case is actively remembered in the region and regularly highlighted in campaigns for missing children. These forgotten UK crimes highlight how tragedy can outlast generations. Though time has passed, the emotional weight endures. Whether through new forensic methods or ongoing appeals, these cases continue to shape communities. Justice isn't just about punishment, it's also about remembrance, healing, and the stories that never fully fade. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.